very much, Minister, I'm glad that you're actually here in front of us today, because you will know that this is not the first time that I've raised issues around the car parks that are the M7, the N7. I've been speaking about this, and the Cathaoirleach will know as well, for a number of years. Indeed, we've had a number of conversations, you and I, on it, and what we can do to actually solve the problem. This morning I left my own home at 6:30, and I walked through the doors at 10:05, given a small phone call that I had to take on the way. I am among the thousands of commuters this morning, Minister, who were stuck on the M7, M7, by extension the M50, because of an accident on an AM50. Minister, recently I spoke to the TII on the number of accidents on these roads, and I want to put on the record of this House, in the last 3 years there have been, before this morning, 2,100 accidents on the M50 alone. 2,100 accidents. We saw recently TII officials hold their hands up and say there's nothing we can do about it. Yet commuters are locked into their cars this morning. And what's really, really worrying is many of those commuters have been late and have contacted me since in the car on my way in for appointments, and very important appointments in hospitals. I want to take up a point that my colleague Deputy Kelly said about remote work. A lot of the people that have contacted us, Minister, over the last number of weeks are working for the state. And over the last number of weeks, they have been told by various and many state departments that they must come back into work again, from 2 days to 3 days, from 3 days to 4 days. Yet they will tell you that they can work from home and have been doing so for a long time. So what we need through this motion, which government don't seem to recognise, is the right for workers for flexible work. What we need for government to recognise is government need to lead on the right to flexible work and show leadership by talking to the various Secretary-Generals and allowing those workers to work from home remotely. Those workers do an outstanding job, as we all know, Minister, and I'm sure you and your government will agree with that. But there's a couple of issues, Minister, in the short time that I have left that I want to raise with you today. We have proposed a number of options for the short term. I know you're going to come back to me and talk about investment and multi-million-pound investment, and that will be welcomed, as I've said, on many occasions by us in the Labour Party. But the problem is, Minister, you and I both know that they're going to take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. But let me give you an example of a project. It's the M4 bus corridor that has been going on for 7 years. I've been informed by my colleague, Councillor Angela Feeney, that the project is ready to go, Minister. It's been ready for a number of months. It could have made a difference. The problem is, Minister, that the legislation to allow the hard shoulder to be used as a bus lane has never been completed. That is the problem. The construction has been done, and after, and only after the construction was done, did the government decide, oh, now we need legislation to allow it to be used. That's what's going on. In conversations I've had with members of the government, we all recognise what's going on in this. We saw what happened during COVID, when people were working from home. The productivity went up, and everybody had a quality of life that so many of our workers in this country deserve. This is really a workers' right issue, Minister. There can be no doubt about it. Over the years, you and I have spoken about what we can do. What we are seeking in the Labour Party is the government to recognise that this is an emergency. This is chaos at the moment. The quality of life of individuals are being affected. Their productivity are being affected day in, day out. Government need to work with employers, they need to work with agencies to ensure a right to flexible work. But more importantly, Minister, we are calling for intermediate and short-term measures to be looked at government to try and solve the problems for so many commuters.